So it's important, like if I put another light away from all this in the creative light, I added another light, and from that light, I pulled it up a bit to brighten things up. Sorry, I want the light, man. I need the light. I said if the one below can see how it lights up above, how it lights up above. So this is the lighting with the light and the color. Look, we have the chair from above. It's black. But because the lighting isn't strong enough, it doesn't really show. But when the lighting is strong, it turns everything red. So, really, let's skip the red color in the second light. No, in the modify settings, I'll change it from red to yellow. Yellow, yellow. So, I'm taking yellow with red, and the scene looks kind of scary. You've got yellow from above and red from below. These are the colors, and there are no areas in between. It's like an orange plane as much as you can. But if this color shifts a bit to the right and goes down like this, so it pulls with the red, it really takes over some areas of the red. You notice that, right? Okay, I can reduce its intensity so that the red can have more effect on it. We saw in the orbit, the red is coming from below, so the edges of the chair are red, while from above it's all yellow. So the two colors are different. Two colors are different. You got that? Now, let's just look at this whole scene. This light I've chosen, the whole scene. You got that? I'm just playing with the colors to choose the effect of the colors together. Now, there's a color. This color is really far away. Why? This is the color for your background. Let's put it above like this. Come on, let's see. All of this. I'm playing with colors to choose their effect together. This color is for your background. Let's put it above. I want to bring in a third color, put in blue. It gives you other color interactions. Let's add a new Omni light between the creative lights. The program can't handle the calculations to bring out the colors I'm aiming for. I chose blue, so let's go with blue. The blue here on this side didn't limit anything for me. If I increase it too much and move it a bit, I'll find the blue is limited in some areas. To keep everything flowing, I'll add a third color, add blue for color interactions. Let's place a new Omni light between the creative lights. From outside, I'm adding a third light, and it's lighting up the scene. I chose blue, so let's stick with blue. Increasing it too much shows limitations. The color turned out differently. It's yellow from above and blue from below, with blue dominating red. Blue and red are on the same surface, but blue is overpowering, while red remains pure. I chose blue, so I picked blue. The blue here didn't limit me, but moving the orbit shows blue is limited in some areas. The color turned out this way not from mixing blue with red. It's yellow above and blue below, with blue dominating red. Blue and red are on the same surface, but blue is overpowering, while red remains pure. Colors are intertwined. Red is red, blue is blue, yellow is yellow. When red and blue mix, you get purple. If I make the one above green, since primary colors in computers are red, green, and blue, this color should replace yellow. See the color, how it resulted. I avoided this color by mixing blue with red. It resulted red and blue mixes, creating a color blend. So it's yellow and the blue dominates. The blue and red are together, but here the blue is overpowering. See how the colors are mixed. Red is red, blue is blue, yellow is yellow. When red and blue mix, they turn purple. If I make the one above green, the primary colors are red, green, and blue. This color becomes green. The process will change and green will mix. We need to clarify this chair. It's not green. Pure red. Look at how the colors are intertwined. I don't want to say more than that. It's clear. Red is red, blue is blue, yellow is yellow. But when red and blue mix, you get that purple color. Now, if I make the one above green, because the primary colors we have in the computer are red, green, and blue, then this color should be, instead of yellow, it should be green. So the process will change more and the green will mix, and you might get a new color in the yellow area where red and green mix. We need to clarify this chair. It's not green, it's green. You see how the colors are intertwined? You have to be careful with the colors. They work like this too. So it will be green. Green, you got that? The process will change more and the green will mix, and you might get a new color in the yellow area where red and green mix. We need to clarify this chair. It's not just green, it's the green. Be careful with the colors. It went like this too, the closure. I'm moving it closer to the scene to see my lighting colors. Notice this light hits here and another comes from this side. The bottom looks red due to lighting and the top looks green from the green light. From the front, it blends. From the back, there's no light and the shadow is clear. From the right, it looks blue and I didn't color it from the left. So there's no light here, and areas without light, like the right and back, are dark. This part explains lighting without much talk. That's great. Now let's close this screen. We've learned about modeling, seen the material and the light, and we have 5 minutes left. It looks like from the back, there is no lighting in the back S. And the shadow, there is no lighting coming on it, but from the right it is blue. This is not colored with the lift. I mean from the right S. And the hand, meaning there is no lighting coming here. There is no lighting coming here. The areas where there is no lighting are like the right and almost the back S. And the hand, the black areas where there is no lighting are clear. And this second part shows the concept of lighting and makes it clear for you briefly. Great, nice. Let's close this screen. We covered modeling, viewed the materials and lighting, and we have 5 minutes left. A piece in my work, we cover modeling, materials, and lighting, and what's left is the cam and anim. If we have time, I can make a cam placed over the view. I wish to view what this cam sees. I wish to view what the cam sees. I'll go to a view, select a cam. I wish the cam to shift. Let's view the cam. A small part in my work that we mentioned earlier, we said we would cover modeling, material, and light. And what's left is the camera and animation. If we have time, I can create a camera, and this camera will be positioned like this. Sorry. And with the move, I'll lift it above the scene like this. I want to see what this camera sees. All right, I want to see what the camera sees. I'll come here to a scene. It doesn't have to be like the bottom, and I'll choose a camera. The camera that sees you is the one below. This is the camera that sees you. Now I want the camera to move. Let's see the camera, just like we saw in the film. And with the move, I'll lift it above the scene like this. I want to see what this camera sees. All right, I want to see what the camera sees. I'll come to a scene. It doesn't have to be like the bottom, and I'll choose a camera. The camera that sees you is the one below. This is the camera that sees you. Now I want the camera to move. Let's see the camera. As we saw the same thing because we were watching in the movie. The camera approaches the object, moving right. Notice how it previews from above. It can create a short video. I want the focal point on the chair, rotating on command. I can separate the focal point. I'll move the camera to the chair, keeping it distant. So when I rotate it, it moves like this. It now rotates around the chair, not itself. This is a big topic and time is up. Movement is just right, up, down, but the focal point aids rotation. When I rotate like this, the camera comes from below, where the king sits, rising up grandly, then behind his chair. The camera will be moved like this on the chair, so it will be far from me, so that when I come to root the camera, when I come to close the center section, when I come to root the camera, it moves like this. Finally, notice how it rotates. How does it rotate around the chair? I mean the center section, instead of the camera rotating around itself, it has begun to rotate around what? Of course, the matter is big and time is up. I can't skip things like this. When it comes to movement, it's just moving right, up, down, but the focal point helps me with rotation. When I choose to rotate like this, they brought the camera in like this. Yes, like this, the camera comes from below, where the king is sitting on the throne, and it rises up, making it grand, coming from above, and then suddenly coming behind his chair. You turn the world upside down like this, what kind of scene is that? A camera is coming from below, and the king is sitting, and it gets up, and then comes back from behind him. And it comes and makes a movement in which it twists to show the people what it is. I mean, it's a game like this, to show the people on the side this time with the king, and then you can rotate the camera as you want. What happens when the focal point moves outside? It ends up on the chair, so now it's rotating around the chair. But if I move the focal point back to its original place, notice how I move it. I'm going to say reset the focal point and set it back to the object. I reset it and close the point again, and then I set to rotate. Look at what happens now. It's rotating around itself. The camera is just working around itself. Yeah, it's rotating around itself, and I mean it's rotating around itself while capturing the scene. I can make it rotate around itself, and these movements can be recorded in a complete video file. So let's do something nice. I'll press Ctrl Z Z Z Z. Yes, like that.